Hello guys, welcome back to Belqui's Twist. I am so excited to be back. I took a nice long break the month of December and as you can tell, most of January. And I am so grateful for all of you that wrote me messages asking me, where are you, Belqui? What's going on? Are you all right? Yes, I was all right. I was actually taking the month of December to just educate myself a little bit more about blogging, search engine optimization, and MailChimp, all those things that I find excruciatingly difficult to achieve and to even learn. So I took a lot of courses online, and then I also worked on some YouTube, courses to kind of help me feel a little bit more empowered and a little bit more confident in front of the camera for you guys. So I'm back. I'm super excited. I wanted to do a new intro for the show, but I still can't figure out how to fix it in Adobe. Or how to, tailor it for myself. So I'm still working on that, and I'm hoping to bring it to you guys in the next coming episodes. But today I am actually going to bring to you a model that has been twisted into a vegetable rice. So what I'm going to be doing is doing the moro with the black beans and adding some frozen vegetables. So I'm super excited to share this twist with you today. So I am actually going to be doing something a little bit different. Normally I, introduce myself and introduce what I'm doing, and then I go ahead and just show you the cooking process. Now I'm going to change things up a little bit, and I'm actually going to walk you through making the recipe. That way, not only do you get to know me a little bit better, but you also get some tips that I don't normally get to share with you because I'm not talking. So this time I'm going to go all the way through, and then I'll have other versions that are shortened on social media that you can check out. Okay, so let's get cooking. Okay guys, so I am going to start making the rice. So I like masola corn oil for all my Latin cooking, only because I really feel that it just brings out really good flavor in the food. Olive oil is great for Italian, but I find that corn oil is excellent for Latin food, and that's why we stick to it. So I'm gonna put in a little bit of oil, not too much because I'm gonna be adding a little bit more later. And then I'm going to add soy sauce. Yep, it goes crazy very quickly. I'm going to add some lime juice. I'm going to add some minced garlic. I'm going to add some oregano. I'm going to add some adobo Goya. I love my adobo Goya. I can't live without it. And a little bit of salt. And I'm gonna stir it. And I am using this wonderful electric stove because I want to face you. And I have another one that actually has the propane tank, and I am freaking out about using it. So this weekend I'm going to practice with it so that I can use it. Normally these kind of tend to burn the food a little bit, hence why I'm not using the one behind me to cook today. So I'm going to stir a little bit here. I'm going to add the onions. I love onions. So I'm going to add the onions, I'm going to stir a little bit, wait a little bit to get fragrant, and then I'm going to add a little bit of the peppers. And my mom is the one who taught me how to make this recipe, so therefore I follow pretty much what she taught me how to do. So these are big chunks of yellow peppers, so I'm going to add those in there, and I'm going to just stir it a little bit. And they're going to remain big chunks that we're going to pull out later once the recipe is done cooking. And then I'm going to add my chopped up olives. They're Goya salad olives, or any kind of Goya olive that looks like it and that you can chop up. They have whole ones. Just make sure you don't get one that has pits, because then you'll be working super hard. And then if you put it in there whole, then people have to be worried about the pits. So we're going to keep going here. And it looks really good. It also smells amazing because of the garlic and the onion and the peppers and of course the olives. Oh my God, like that really gives it a wonderful aroma. So here we go, letting it sit there a little bit. I am going to grab my tomato sauce because I don't want it to cook too much, especially because I'm using this electric stove. I don't want anything to kind of burn. So I'm going to add my tomato sauce there. And I'm going to add cilantro. And the cilantro, I'm actually going to add like this, like, you know, 2 or 3 big chunks of it, because I'm going to take them out later. Only because I know that some people don't like cilantro, and you can pull it out and then they don't have to taste the cilantro like literally in their mouth. It's just kind of going to linger a little bit in the sauce. And of course, you're not going to taste the cilantro. It'll just be in there. So here we go. I'm just going to stir that really well. I'll let that simmer, and once it simmers, I'll add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so now we have that coming to a nice simmer. I am going to add the beans. I went with black beans, but you can use anything. You can use guandules, which is, I actually don't even know what it is in English. You see, I think in both languages, which is a horrific thing. I think in Spanish and English, and I get everything messed up in my head. So therefore, you're gonna have to just bear with me because it happens to me way more than I would like to. So here I go. I'm putting in the beans, and I'm gonna give it a nice little stir. And of course, oh my God, it's beautiful looking. So I'm gonna let that come to a slight boil. And then I'm going to add water and my veggies. Come on, boil, 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 boil. Come on, don't make me wait anymore. I do talk to my pots and my food. It's not normal, I know, but I don't know. I feel like if I talk to it, it'll listen to me and it'll just kind of cook quicker. So here we go. It's starting to come to a boil. I think this is good. Yeah. So now I'm going to add agua. I'm going to add some water, and it's going to be 4.5 cups because I am making 3 cups of rice. I need to get like a big container or something so that I can add a ton of water at the same time. But for now, these babies will do because they're very helpful. So I'm going to stir that real nice. There you go. And then I'm going to add my frozen vegetables. So you can add any vegetable that you want. I prefer steam fresh, and I also like corn a lot. I am in love with corn. So I went with corn, green beans, and peas, and carrots. So of course there's asparagus, there's anything that you want, and you can also use fresh vegetables that you're gonna chop up, or you can use canned vegetables, but I don't really like the canned vegetables because they can be like a little bit, I don't know, like mushy, and I think these are perfect. So I'm gonna throw these in here, all of it. And I'm going to stir, and I'm not gonna necessarily wait for it to get tender. I'm just gonna let it kind of sit there, and I'm gonna let it simmer a little bit, and then I'm gonna put the rice in, and then we'll keep going with the process. So this was taking a little bit of time to come to a boil, so what I did was I covered it with the lid. That way it expedites the boiling process, and then I can add the rice to it. It's coming along. Okay, so the water is now come to a boil, and it looks, oh my God, it smells insane. It smells so good. You're gonna love it, trust me. So, funny story is my mom, actually this container I've had for about, let's see, my oldest is 12, for about 12 years or so. I've just brought it from house to house to house to house, and I kind of do this because my mom taught me how to, well, not how to, like her quirky ways of storing rice. So I buy like the huge bags of rice, long grain rice, and then I just throw in as much rice as I can fit in here, and then I have a scoop for 1 cup, and that's how I measure my rice every time I'm cooking. And of course I learned it from my mom, and now I just don't know how to do it any other way. Like, I just love my little container, and my container, I don't care how foggy and old this baby gets, I'm gonna love it forever. So I just thought I'd tell you because I think it's kind of funny. So now I'm gonna do 3 cups, And then what I'm going to teach you is how to judge whether you need more water or you have too much water in your rice. So right now I feel like, I might have a little bit too much water because remember, the beans had their own liquid. So I'm gonna add 1 more cup of rice. So that's gonna make it 4 cups of rice. And how that rice kind of fell on the top and it's kind of lingering, that's when I know I have enough rice. See, I have enough rice for the amount of water that I have in here, the amount of liquid. And another way, which I don't think it's gonna work, it's a little archaic, but my mom likes to put like a spoon and kind of hold it up, but for me it always falls, but my rice turns out okay. So I don't know what she's talking about, but somehow she manages to keep it standing, but it doesn't work for me, clearly. So that's it. I'm gonna let this sit here for a little bit and I'm gonna let it boil so that the water evaporates, and that's when we cover it and give it a good 30 minutes of cooking time. Keep stirring too, because you want to make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pot. And if it's going a little crazy like this one is, where it's starting to kind of bubble up really bad, just lower it a tiny bit. So right now the water is, the liquid I should say, is very much, pretty much absorbed. And as you can see, you can clearly see the rice, and there's a little bit of liquid that's still kind of bubbling up, and I'm gonna let it bubble up a little bit more and reduce a bit more before I cover it. And then I'm gonna lower the heat to like medium low, and it depends because I'm doing it on this electric stove, I might have to put it a tad bit lower. So I don't know if you guys are like me, but I have this thing about pots and pans where I have the one pot or the one pan that I like to use for one thing or another thing, and this is my rice pot. And it's incredible. No other pan or pot will cook rice the way this one does. So I cook everything in this, and if I ever lost it or if something happened to it, I'd probably cry. And I actually got this at Home Goods, believe it or not, just because it looked like the right one, and my other one wasn't looking so good a few years ago. So I got this one, and I just love it. And that's it. I just wanted to tell you because I just want you to know that I love my pot. So I think it's ready to cover now. So I'm going to cover it up, and I'm going to lower it to about medium low, and then I'm going to check it because I don't want it to burn, even though I do want concon. So if you don't know what concon is, it's a sin. Well, then again, if you're not Latin, you wouldn't know what concon is. So concon in the Dominican Republic, it's that crusty part of the rice at the bottom. So actually, one thing I forgot to do, see, I would have totally messed up. And this happens in the kitchen. So, you know, you can forget something. I'm going to put more masola oil, because I just realized that without the masola oil, I'm not going to get the good concon at the end. So I'm going to put some of that in, and I am going to stir it in because I want that oil to go all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to stir and stir. Oh my God. I wish you could smell how good this smells right now. So that's it. It's ready. Now it's ready. Before it wasn't ready. Now it's ready. So I'm going to cover it up. It's already lowered, and I'm going to keep checking it just to make sure that I don't overdo it. And I'm going to let it sit here for 30 minutes, 25-30 minutes at the most, and then we'll fluff it up and it's good to go. Okay guys, so I'm going to check to see if this is done. It smells insanely delicious. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, I love it. It's going to have a little bit of moistness to it. It is absolutely perfect. Oh my God. I love it. And this with like my pollo guisado. Oh my God, it's amazing. I'm actually going to put it up here on the channel so you can also make that chicken with this. It'd be perfect. So I'm going to leave this in for another 5 minutes or so. So usually when I come back and I stir it around after the 25 to 30 minutes. I always like to leave it in for another 5 minutes or so, just because I stirred it, and that's because, my mom taught me to do it that way. So here we go again, another 5 minutes, and we're good to go. Okay guys, so we are good to go. It looks so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, so ready. Oh, my mama would be so proud of me. She's not dead. I'm just joking. She's around. But anyway, my mom would be proud of me because I learned all I know about Latin cooking from her. Hi, Mommy. Okay, so now I am going to put this in here. Actually, you know what? Before I even do that, I'm going to taste it because I got to make sure I get some corn in it because, you know, I love corn. So good. Oh my God. Why am I such a good cook? I honestly don't know how I stay slim because I love to eat so much. And I'm so happy I'm Latin because this food is amazing. The flavor is absolutely out of bounds. You can taste the garlic, you can taste the onions, you can taste basically every single ingredient that I put in there, you can taste. The oregano too, absolutely you can taste it. Anyway, you have to make this recipe. So my advice is that you look up all the ingredients that you need, you run to the supermarket and you make it this weekend, okay? It's Friday, you're gonna see it on a Friday, so you can just go and spend Saturday, Sunday, just keep watching this over and over again, and I'm telling you, it's going to be so easy for you because I gave you everything I have, everything I know, so that you can make a perfect moro con vegetales. So basically it's Moro rice with vegetables. So I will see you next time on Belqui's Twist. Bye.